Hello, everyone. My name is Vlad Catrinescu, one of the community reporters here at ESPC24 in Stockholm. And today I have the pleasure to be joined by a fellow Microsoft MVP, Daniel Glenn. How are you doing, Daniel?
I'm doing well, Vlad. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Second time at ESPC,
Indeed.
if I remember correctly.
Indeed.
How are you enjoying the conference so far?
I'm loving it. The being from the States, I do get to enjoy being involved with community events and everything, but it's a different community here in Europe, and the interactions and the discussions that we have are so, I think, just in depth and very good conversations around how can I actually use this technology rather than, marketing and all that.
And what's new?
Yeah, and it's really about the conversations I'm having around how do I actually use this in my life? How do I actually improve my work with this technology, from Copilot to everything else? But it is great. I love this community.
Awesome. And you had a session yesterday.
I did.
What was the session on?
It was actually about how we do knowledge management in Microsoft 365 without Viva Topics.
It's really special to see a session without. Because usually you see the sessions how to do this with this, but now it was like without Viva Topics, which I'm sure is something you had to change.
Actually, last year at ESPC, my session was knowledge management with Viva Topics.
Okay.
So it was a play on my session last year to submit one that was without Viva Topics. And really, I just went through, there's a lot of things that we should have been doing all along for many, many years in organizations about capturing our knowledge, training our users to how effectively to share their knowledge, and just going through that and framing it in the way of we have to adapt. We have to respond to changes and adapt to the way we are working with the tools that we have. Yeah.
Talking about adapting, you're really well known for a show that you run, the Message Center show. We have the sticker and everything right here. And no, that is not me. I did not regrow hair.
Yes.
But this is Daniel on the other side
that's me,
here.
Yes.
Where every week, if I remember correctly, you and Daryl from New Zealand go through the Message Center and really tell people what each notification, what each news actually means to them.
Yeah.
So you're a pro at helping people, like you said, keep up to date.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that people have, especially that in the keynote we saw 300 updates only to Copilot in less than a year?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Well, and if you think about that, that is a lot given that Copilot just came out a year ago. So it's like this whole concept of, wow, even within the first year of its life, so many updates. And that's just one product. You're right. It is a challenge keeping up to date. We on the show we don't just read messages, we tell you why. Like, why is this important, or maybe why it's not important. But giving Daryl Webster and I, we give that frame of reference around what is our experience with many clients and how they should use this. The really keeping up with change can be a full-time job for anyone, especially in large organizations. Unfortunately, that is not the case in many organizations, that they have a job for that they pay someone to just keep up with change and then help enable that change within the organization. Right, those change agents to manage their champions program, to help people actually adopt what's going on, the new updates and everything. So it really does take effort, and it's not something that just happens. And unfortunately, that's the way most people kind of approach it is, well, my users will see the new things and they'll figure it out. So, that's really where we try to, on the show, but also in work that I do with clients, of helping people understand that that's just not the best way to do it. You can't just figure it out and expect to be your best self in the role that you are in your organization.
Do you have any tips of technologies to use, or maybe how to organize your week to keep up to date, or any configurations you can do in MP65 to kind of get in front of people, in front of Microsoft, or know the news before it hits your users, let's say?
Yeah, so there is a path and finding out what's coming. So the Microsoft...
Other than being MVP.
Other than being...
that's the one. But
yeah. The Microsoft 365 roadmap is the place where typically new things and changes are published. And so keeping up to date on that and reading those updates, you can filter that by product, whatever you're responsible for, you're interested in, and be able to just see what's kind of coming. The Message Center actually allows you to sync to Microsoft Planner, to sync all of those updates to Planner, assign those tasks, those cards to someone to review and understand how will this impact our organization and what do we need to prepare for that change. Of course, watching or listening to the 365 Message Center show is a great way to be a part of keeping up with that change. We'd love to have you be a part of the show as well. And really, though, it comes down to having a process. If you can have all the tools you want, but if you don't have a process to manage that through your organization, what is coming? Okay, it's about to come. That's what's in the Message Center. It's about to be here. So what do we need to be doing? How do we need to train our people? What, or maybe not, but you need to actually be paying attention. So actually having a process. And then of course, Copilot can help with its ability to search web, and actually it sees the roadmap too. You can ask Copilot for help there, but again, process. I know it's kind of boring to say that, but the process is really what is needed.
Can you ask Copilot what's new about Copilot?
Sure, it's kind of meta doing it that way, but yes.
But it would work.
It would probably work, yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, Daniel, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. And for everybody else, if you find the Message Center too much and you don't really understand how it impacts you, make sure you subscribe to the Message Center show. This way, every week you're gonna know not only what are the news, but like you said, which ones matter and which ones is just marketing fluff that might not apply to you. So thank you so much for the time, and let's head back to the conference.
Yeah, thank you, Vlad.